So games were definitely cray-cray. They were
Cray.
fast. They were dynamic. The teams were mobile. The teams were aggressive. I mean, what more can you ask for?
They had rage.
They had rage in them.
And you know what's
the
best?
perfect tournament.
The best thing is the two most aggressive teams are in the finals now.
Yep.
So I can only imagine how much carnage is about to happen. It's gonna be great. Amazing.
So we are in the finals of the Super 6 September Showdown with ProNube and Rage battling for
Did you get that name or did Burbo? That sounds like a Burbo name.
I don't know.
I quite like it.
We do all appreciate.
Did you
puns.
brainstorm? I liked it. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
Let's brainstorm. How many words can we make?
How many puns can we make in this tournament?
Yeah, Super 6 September.
We hope
Showdown.
you appreciate puns. Well, actually, we don't care if you appreciate puns or not.
If
They're
you don't,
gonna
you're
be
a bad person. They should feel bad.
Yes.
Exactly. So right now, the two teams, as we said, really aggressive. We have seen their picks before in both rounds. I mean, we've seen both ProNube and Rage before.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I will just quickly.
Oh my god!
switch.
I just.
Yeah, you saw the arties, right?
No.
Okay.
I just saw Chaffee.
Chaffee. Oh right. I forgot you're such a fanboy.
Chaffee is my favorite tank in the world, and I just saw Chaffee.
So whereas on
yeah.
on the team I'm spectating here, which is ProNube, we see the sort of usual lineup of Hellcats and Cromwells.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I see only 2 KV-1Ss.
Well,
Probably just in there, to keep the.
It's a much
Super
more
6
open
spirit.
map as well.
Exactly.
I mean, in a city map, the KV-1S is kind of a no-brainer. But in a more open map, you can get away with none, I guess. I mean, especially if you're going for a very fast team, I think that they're a good mainstay because they're just such a big HP pool. But at this tier, I mean, we already saw how fast a Hellcat can take out a KV-1S. So
definitely, and especially when you've got a horde of them and the Cromwells. So the Cromwells right here will definitely be a benefit.
I was just watching the stream out of the corner of my eye, and I was holding up that paper, and you can't read anything on it.
Yeah. We
I
promise
just did
it says
this
code
blank
giveaway.
white piece of paper.
Everyone trusts you, I'm sure. Either way, they're going to blame you.
I'm gonna do one that just says "screw you guys."
Exactly. So. Like we see both teams going for aggressive. I wish we could show you the other team. It does have a Chaffee indeed,
Yes.
which is a bit weird, I think, because it is a tier 5 tank. It might mean that the team is missing a tier point at the end of the game.
If they win on a draw, if Rage win on a draw and it's a 1 tier point difference that could have kept them in, man, these guys are going to be pissed.
Definitely.
They're going to be so pissed.
We are
But
going
Chaffee,
into the game.
right, let's just quickly analyze Chaffee pick here.
Chaffee
Amazing rate of fire, amazing gun, amazing view range, amazing maneuverability, tiny profile. Like, honestly, Chaffee is, on this map, really going to be amazing. If it's got good crew, good stats, it could demolish these tier 6s. I love it when I'm in a game with my Chaffee with tier 6s because I know I'm getting kills.
I mean, I wonder. It is a good tank, but can it stand up to the Hellcats and the Cromwells?
It does have a lot of trouble against Hellcats, I must admit.
Yeah.
They are just so fast. But the Chaffee, it's just such a good little tank that I don't think it's going to be a negative thing. But we actually see 3 Hummels, 3
Yeah,
Arties.
that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting, especially, I mean, actually that explains a lot now why we're seeing a lot more KV-1S here, because it looks like Rage are definitely going to go for a more defensive strategy. At the moment, they're kind of lining up, spread out. The Chaffee at the far end going for the scouting here, spread out a kind of CD line along the edge there, and the Hummel's just kind of pulling to the back, and the KV-1S is kind of covering the 8-9 line on the side there. And already some shots going out with the Hummels.
So it seems they weren't that successful. The KV-1Ss of Lithe and Hager, which are the 2 only KV-1Ss on this team, on the ProNube team, already took their desired position. They will be a bit open to artillery fire, but it will take a pretty bold scout to be able to get the view range out of them. And we actually see the entire ProNube team here with just 1 artillery really defending as well as they can. So most Hellcats trying to take an elevated position, and the Cromwells just deciding to bet on their superior rate of fire to be able to take down tanks that try to cross any sort of open space, because the good thing about a higher rate of fire is that you can track your enemy, and if you've got multiple tanks, you can keep him tracked long enough for the tank destroyers, even for the artillery, to line up a shot.
Chaffee just got a massive hit there, spotting out. Chaffee basically out of the game right now. He's only on 100 health, so whilst he did get a spot out, I believe on, I don't know whichever one of your guys just took a big hit, looks like they do know where they are now, and Artie's just taking pot shots, I think, at the
and those Hummel pot shots.
there.
I mean, if that pot shot hits one of the tank, it's pretty much GG for that tank.
Yeah,
unless
I mean,
it's the Cromwell maybe.
These sort of the difference after the RT nerf, or the nerf as everybody's pretty much calling it right now, means that they're less likely to do a lot of damage with the splash damage. But still, if they get a hit on one of these tanks, they're only one hit to be killed from then. I'm pretty sure you can't one-shot them anymore, but they're going to be at a point where they're basically out of the game, because you can't poke around a corner because you're just a one-shot kill. So
yeah, so right now a pretty defensive game here. We see both the Hellcats and the Cromwells employing a pretty similar tactics. Some Cromwells hiding here out of the enemy side, protected by this bush here, and just, I believe, taking pot shots at the most likely enemy positions on the other side of the map. So this might just turn out to be a pretty long standoff.
You say that, but I think we might see some action soon. There is a very slow but methodical push down the 8-9 line.
Oh, there we go, and the first spots go out.
Yep, so that's the first KV-1S spotted there. I don't know if they're going to react to that one tank, because they haven't, you're not sure at this point whether or not that's going to be anything, but they are in a very good defensive position from a push from this line. But the KV-1S push, I mean, the wall of KV-1S damage that could come over that hill at any point is very dangerous. But the guys from Rage are incredibly spread out right now. They are really desperately trying to get spots off for these Hummels. The Hummels, they're betting a lot on these Hummels being able to do a lot of damage, and right now they're basically what's that, like 18 points lost from the game right now. So they really need to make use of those points, because it's a lot of points. And it looks like the reaction of the guys from Pro Nuba is a very not Nuba strategy. They're going for a really now heavy push down the opposite line, and a great reaction, I think.
Yeah, so it seems they decided to exchange positions. This might turn out well. However, we do know that Rage has a sort of defensive line around their cap, so it seems maybe they're just going to hide here and pretend they pushed, leaving only the Hellcats behind. No, okay, they are continuing the push.
Funny, both teams have now a really similar shape on the map, leaving those Hellcats in defense and pushing up the more heavy tanks. The question will be, will these Hummels pay off? I really think that's going to be the main decider of this game. If the Hummels manage to pay off and actually do the damage to those Hellcats, then the KV-1Ss are going to get in there no problem. But I really think the favor of the advantage now is definitely going to be on the side of Pro Nuba, with these faster maneuvering tanks and a much bigger swarm moving forward. And there we go, Hectic already spotted out on that Hellcat, and we will see what happens to the enemy team. But now I think there is a really big advantage for Pro Nuba here. We're moving in very quickly now.
Yeah, so they can afford this really aggressive push right now, because they know they have the advantage. They spotted at least 2 KV-1Ss, I believe, on the other side. They know they cannot possibly be back in the cap by this time, so they are using the small hills here to protect themselves from the artillery, to hide themselves from a direct line of sight of the tank destroyers, and advancing as quickly as possible.
But one thing I would say right now, these KV-1S have scrambled back very quickly, and actually at this point Pro Nuba could be getting themselves in quite a dangerous position if they get out into the open by that flag cap. Those Hellcats pulled back very quickly, actually only losing one Hellcat in defense there, which is a very good maneuvering there. But some shots going off now, doing
and
really nice damage.
First kill on the artillery, another doing really good damage on Timon here on the Cromwell. So the artillery is starting to pay off, because the Pro Nuba push here has lost its momentum again. The artilleries have a much easier time hitting them, and it seems that the spots not so consistent on the Pro Nuba team.
Ooh, and Water just dodging another artillery shell there. That would have been his doom at that point, and actually they're backing off to get away from that now. But they do have an advantage right now.
Definitely.
It is still not won or lost game from anyone. Watty really trying to get out of there, doing an awesome jump over that hill actually when he was
So
going out.
LO4I destroyed an enemy Hellcat. It seems that ProNoob confident right now with the force they left here that they do not need to pull back the Hellcats from their cap that we see here. Still in their base. They decided not to take them back to reinforce the push. They decided to play it safe, and so far it has turned out well because they managed to secure a 4-tank advantage, taking out most of the enemy Hellcats, all but one in fact, leaving the enemy only with KV-1Ss and the artillery.
And those artillery, which I think are going to be their Achilles heel right now. They need to get out of there pretty quickly. Hadja is doing a good job in staying there, but he needs to get away. But right now, obviously, ProNoob know that they have that 6-tier point advantage, so this is a clean win for them. A very decisive strike there onto the back end of the guys from Rage. Rage obviously showing that they do a lot better when they're aggressive on this one, but there we go. Actually, Hadja taking big damage and taken down
out
there.
by a Hummel
But
finally.
still, they need to take out another at least 3 tanks to even this one out. And it's going to be interesting. But actually, a Cromwell going really
that is
aggressive
the crazy
across
Voity,
there.
and he's doing an amazing job. Not only did he take a shot, I believe
has
already
spotted
4 shots were
Wow.
fired at him. So, and those were shots from the KV-1Ss. So those were shots that cannot be repeated for the next X seconds. It's not the same as firing, taking a pot shot from a Hellcat or a Cromwell. I mean, this is a big disadvantage. Right now, some of the KV-1s is probably still reloading. Only 2 of them left.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
the
against
Hummels,
those Hummels, it's not looking good for them right now. That's it. Just 1 KV-1S left and 3 Hummels. Those Hummels are going to be in a lot of trouble right now. And that is really going to be a GG for those guys, and a really nice counter attack from ProNoob. Actually,
Definitely.
looking like they were going back and then doing a massive spread attack across the middle there. Thought it was a bit crazy, but those Hummels, I mean, why? Why take
why
so
so
many?
many? Exactly, because Hummel's great. I mean, one of them doing 2 kills, another one doing 1. Let's after the game we can jump right in and see the damage that they did. I'm actually really interested in that. So let's see here.
So yeah, the Hummels, Terra Satan, 631 damage. That's 2 kills with that Hummel. Killer Pit, 0 damage.
And Rasta
One hit.
one
Yeah.
kill basically.
So really, the sacrifice of that was.
So okay, he has he's
Compare that to
three
the
times.
FV304, which has 1,285 damage.
Exactly.
with
so,
1
so
RT.
basically more than all 3 Hummels
Yeah.
being just 1 tier 6 tank.
Yeah.